Hello friends, this video is about a group of Buddhist caves called Aurangabad caves, which are located near Chhatrapati Shambhaji Nagar or Aurangabad city of Maharashtra state. Chhatrapati Shambhaji Nagar or Aurangabad city is one of the historical or mythological city in Maharashtra with many tourists and archaeological sites in around this city. There are four groups of rock-cut caves around Aurangabad, namely Ajanta Caves, Ellora Caves, the third one Aurangabad Caves, and the last one Ghatotgata Caves. Ajanta Caves are 30 in number and they are Buddhist caves. Ajanta Caves are a world famous UNESCO site and they are very famous for their sculpture and mural paintings. Ajanta caves were very old among these four caves, and it is believed that they were built between 200 BC to 600 AD, maybe for about 800 years, by different dynasties, especially Maurya dynasty, followed by Shatavahana dynasty, and then Vakata dynasties. Ellora caves are 34 in number and the site is recognized as World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Ellora caves belong to Jainism, Buddhism and Hinduism. It was a Rasjtrakut dynasty which built these caves during 6 to 10 AD. Aurangabad caves are 12 in number and they belong to Buddhism. They are built during 6th to 8th century AD by Vakata dynasty. Ghatotgata caves are three in number. Initially, they were built by Maurya dynasty during the 3rd AD. Later on, Rashtrakuta dynasty has taken over these caves and they developed the caves during 6th and 7th AD century. Initially, these caves were Buddhist caves. Later on, they were turned into Hindu caves. This site is also very closely connected with epic Mahabharata. Bhima and his son Ghatotgata has developed these caves with their strong weapons and tools, and they used these caves as a refuge. Aurangabad caves are about 29 kilometers away from airport, and it will take about 45 minutes to reach this site. They're just behind the world famous Ajivika Maqbara near Aurangabad. Aurangabad caves were distributed in three clusters. The first cluster, cave number 1 to 5, is on the left side. The second cluster, 6 to 10, are on the right side. And the third cluster, 11 to 12 caves, are on the right side. Before looking at the Buddhist caves, it's necessary to understand what is Jainism and Buddhism and how they have influenced the society. During Jainism was started by a priest called Rishabhanatha. He was a Kshatriya king. Later on, this Jainism was divided into two branches, Shvetambara and Digambara. After Jainism, Buddhism was started by Gautama Buddha. He was also a Kshatriya king. Later on, Buddhism was also divided by two branches, Hinayan and Mahayana. The third one, Ajivika, was initiated by a priest called Gosala Makkali. This Ajivika was lesser known among these three religious concepts. The core message among these three important religions was to relinquish the materialistic desires of the world and to lead an ascetic life by meditation and prayers to attain the final moksha in the life by helping the mankind and society as well. Thus, the followers of these religions started deserting their families and society, and they formed a group called Sangh. These Sanghs led a trans-nomadic life around the world by preaching the society. During their journey, they started constructing rock-cut caves and temple for meditations and meetings. Later on, these rock-cut caves were ornamented with rich art, painting, sculpture with Vastu, and the religious concepts, the ideals of Jainism, the ideals of Buddha, Buddhism were depicted on the rocks through painting and sculpture. The history of the Gautama Buddha was also depicted in these caves. That's how this rock cut cave culture was started, especially by Jainism, followed by Buddhism, then later on by Hinduism. Many rock cut caves were built by Buddhist monks during the spread of Buddhism in India as well as in other countries. These cut caves were used as shelter, prayer halls, for meditation, preaching, and to conduct regular meetings. As per Buddhism, the followers were called as bhikshus, and they form sanghs and they get the food from the surrounding villages. During rainy season, the bhikshus stayed in this rock-cut shelter for a period of 2 months, and the sangh moved from one place to another place after a rainy season. Today in India, there are more than 200 Buddhist caves spread, especially in north, northeast, and west and Deccan areas. There are 5 important stages in Gautama Buddha's personal life, namely his birth, Mahanishkramana, Nirvana, Dharmachakra Parivartana, and Parinirvana. These 5 stages were depicted as different 5 symbols in Buddhism, and these 5 symbols are very closely related to art and culture that was shown inside the rock caves in Buddhism. Buddha was born in Kaushala kingdom to a king, and he led a princess life till the age of 16 years. At the age of 16 years, he got married and led a married life. His birth, the first stage of his life, is shown as a symbol lotus or bull. After married life, Buddha was living a very perfect princess life, and one day he came across a old man, a sick man, a dead body, and a priest. Then he realized that human life is full of sorrows. Then he deserted his family and princess life, and he went into the jungle for a meditation to gain the knowledge and wisdom of a life. This stage of his life is called as Maha Nishkramana, or departure from materialistic world. This stage is shown as horse. Deserting his family life, Buddha spent many years in a jungle and meditated for many years. Buddha got finally enlightenment under a tree called Bodhi tree or purple tree. This stage of his life is called as Nirvana, and this stage is shown as Bodhi tree. After gaining the knowledge and wisdom in jungles, the Buddha become Gautama Buddha. In the fourth stage, Buddha has delivered his first lecture to his followers, and this stage is called as Dharmachakra Parivartana, and this stage is shown as wheel or chakra, which depict the symbol of wisdom. The last and final stage of Buddha's life is his departure from this materialistic world. So the journey of Buddha's soul is shown as Parinirvana, and this was shown as a sleeping Buddha or stupa. So these five symbols in Buddhism which are associated with Buddha's life, namely lotus, horse, Bodhi tree, chakra, and stupa or sleeping Buddha are very important and are well connected to the art and culture of rocky caves of Buddhism. In most of these caves, we can see all these five symbols. After the departure of Buddha's soul from this world, four important councils or meeting of Buddhism were held during 4th century BC to 1st century AD. These four councils were held at different places of India under different kings and dynasties. The idea of these councils were to preserve, standardize, and transmit Buddhist teachings or Buddha's teachings and Buddhism. Many of Buddhist scholars, monks, priests, intellectuals, kings, and civilians have attended these councils. But it's surprised to see at the end of fourth council, Buddhism was divided into three important branches due to difference of opinion of Buddhist followers in their mythology, approach, and thoughts. Among the three Buddhism branches, Hinayana is the oldest branch. According to this Hinayana branch, Buddha was considered as an ordinary man who attained nirvana or enlightenment. The individuals can attain the enlightenment of or nirvana through self-discipline and meditation. The script of this Hinayana was written in Pali. It was flourished during 250 BC. There was no ideal worship in as per the Hinayana. After Hinayana, a group of Buddhist monks followed a Mahayana branch. As per Mahayana branch, Buddha was elevated to a state of divine. He was considered as God or more than the God. Compassion and helping others is the main core principle of this Mahayana. Means instead of individual help, instead of individual development, society development was stressed under this Hinayana as Mahayana. Then the script was written in Sanskrit, and this Mahayana was flourished during 500 AD. Instead of Buddha's life symbols, in Mahayana, Buddha's ideal was introduced and was worshipped. After Mahayana, the third stage, Vajrayana, was introduced by Buddhist followers. It's a Tantric Buddhism which developed between 500 to 600 BC. It's a key part to achieve enlightenment. It believes that both physical and spiritual affect each other. So nothing much known about this Vajrayana. Most of the rocky sculptures of Buddhist caves depend upon these three branches. Their culture, their art is in around these three branches of Buddhism. So it's essential to know these three branches and their mythology before studying the structures and paintings. Each Buddhist rock cut cave complex has two sets of caves, Chaitya Grihas and Viharas. Chatya Grihas are caves which are few in number. They are elongated, narrow structures with the stupa at one end and the entrance on the other end. Chaitya Grihas were used for meditation, prayers, and to perform religious rituals by the monks. A series of richly carved pillars with semi-circled roof are the distinct features of each Chaitya Grihas. There are 4 Chaitya Grihas in Ajanta cave complex out of 35 caves. Viharas are the other set of caves in a cave complex. They are big in number. They are rectangular halls with a series of pillars on all four sides. Viharas are used by Buddhist monks for living and resting. The pillars, ceilings, walls of viharas are richly carved, painted with Buddha's life. A series of small cells can also be seen behind the pillars, which were used by the monks for resting and meditation. Yeah, friends, coming to Aurangabad caves. On left side, we have serial number 1 to 5 caves. These caves are situated about 70 feet high from the ground level. To reach these caves, there are two levels. Initially, we had to climb 50 odd steps to complete the level 1. A few caves are situated at this level. Then again, we had to climb 15 to 20 feet again to reach the level 2, where a few caves are situated at level. Aurangabad caves were built by Wakata dynasty mainly between 3rd to 7th century AD. Wakata dynasty was actually Brahmins, and they also patronized Buddhism also. They were known for their art, architecture and literature sculpture. Cave number 5 is a very small Chatya Griha with a statue of Gautama Buddha in the middle. Buddha statue is in Padmasana mode, and Buddha statues are generally worshipped during a Mahayana period. Cave number 3 is a big vihara with a hall in the middle, and this hall is covered by a series of pillars from all the sides. A small cells are also seen behind these pillars. So these cells are also called as monks' cell. Maybe they were used by these monks for meditation. In the middle of the hall, there is a big Buddha statue in a typical meditation posture, and there are also many statues in around the hall. All the pillars in this viharas were very well framed and decorated with typical Buddhism figures with Nagas and Yakshas. Cave number 2 is very interesting. It's a typical Chaitya Griha belonging to Hinayana period. This Chaitya Griha has a stupa in the middle and is surrounded by a series of pillars on either side. What is a stupa? Stupa is a Buddhism word which is a semicircular structure and is having a sacred relics inside. The stupas were used by monks and devotees for meditation and other ritual works. I found that Aurangabad caves were also painted inside the caves and outside caves like Ajanta, but today they are all vanished. Whereas the paintings in the Ajanta were preserved. Maybe that Ajanta was covered by jungles, trees, and the paintings were preserved. Whereas these caves were exposed to extreme weather conditions, and that art was lost. But somehow, some traces of paintings were seen here and there on walls and inside the caves. Cave number 1 was closed for the visitors, so maybe some repair works is going on. Somehow we could not able to see cave number 1. Thus we have finished cave number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, of which I was very much impressed with the cave number 2, the Vihara, Chaitya Griha. Yeah, after watching cave number 1 to 5, we moved on to other side to see the cave number 6 to 12. Here, a few caves are at ground level, but one or two caves are at level 1, for which one has to climb a steep steps, maybe about 20 steps, to reach level 1. Both Chaityas and Viharas are there in this group, 6 to 12. The cave number 10 is incomplete, and 11 and 12 are inaccessible to tourists or visitors. Cave number 6 is at level 1, and it's a big typical Buddhism Chaitya Griha with a big hall in the middle and surrounded by pillars. Gautama Buddha statue in Dharmachakra Mudra is seen in the middle of main shrine. Then two huge Dwarapalakas measuring about 10 feet can also be seen on either side of the main shrine. Flying couples and a draft are carved on either side of each Dwarapalaka. There is a statue of Tara on left and right side of the Dwarapalaka. Tara is a beautiful female, symbolizes purity as per Buddhism. After cave number 6, we have descended down to ground level to watch cave number 7. Cave number 7 is a typical Chaitya Griha showcasing Buddhism architect. It's a very intact cave with a central hall and a main shrine in the middle. Two important sculptures can be seen in the main veranda beside the entrance of main shrine. On the left side, there is Avalokiteshvara, and on the right side, Manjushri statues can be seen. Both Avalokiteshvara and Manjushri are the important bodhisattva in Buddhism. Traces of few paintings were also seen on the wall of this cave, but they were in a very disintegrated positions, unlike Ajanta. Ajanta paintings were very well preserved. The hall will lead to main shrine in the middle with the Buddha statue. There are two Tara statues on either side of the entrance of main shrine. The main shrine has a narrow, dark passage circumferencing the entire shrine. Maybe this was used to perform any Buddhism rituals. Cave number 8 is a small Vihara cave beside the cave number 7. This cave is at ground level. There is an open hall in the middle of this cave with two cells on a left side and three cells on a back side of the cave. I mean a back wall of the cave. Buddha statues are carved in Padmasana on the wall of this caves. Cave number 11 and 12 are incomplete. Maybe this basalt rock is very soft and not fit for any carving. So they might have left it in the middle. Or it may be assumed that initially, before starting the other caves, they will carve a few trial caves. And once the carving is fit for caves, then they will go for the other caves. So 10 and 11 caves may be trial caves or incomplete caves. With this, I will conclude this video on Aurangabad caves. I tried to cover the background of these caves, especially Buddhism and their architecture. Thank you, friends, for watching my video on Aurangabad caves and Buddhism. Thank you very much.